Alright, so we are into round one. This is Josh here, and we have a decent keep. I think we just need a mountain, and I think this is definitely a fine hand. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. We are going to be on the draw. We do have a couple cards we can play because we have the Endless one, which we could play with anything. Not quite what we were looking for there, but we'll go ahead and play out our tap land to start. At the minimum, we'll be able to play our Benthic Infiltrator on turn 3. So our opponent is playing green-white. That could either be one of the ally strategies, or maybe it's like green-white-blue, doing a converged style of deck. Looking like allies so far. And unfortunately, we're going to take a hit here, because I'm not going to play my Endless one for 2. That just seems crazy to me. Ooh, a Lantern Scout. Okay. So if we can hit our mountain here, playing a Benthic Infiltrator into Brutal Expulsion to kill his Lantern Scout will be what I'm looking to do. I'm really surprised to see somebody playing a Lantern Scout, and we were able to pick up that Calestra Healer so late. Alright, so we are missing land drops still, unfortunately. At least the Infiltrator will be able to block the Core Cascader and take it out, so it'll slow down some of his attacks. But he'll be gaining life the whole time, probably. Yeah, we really need to hit that mountain here this next turn. We do have 10 mountains, so every draw is at least a 33% chance. But we've now gone 3 draws without. So here's where, yeah, I was going to say, here we'll find out if he's the Converge deck. Or maybe he's just allies. Maybe he ended up taking Munda. That is definitely not what we want to see. I think I'm going to just go ahead and play the Endless one. We don't really have a lot of other options. Let's put something out there that will be able to trade at least. We just need to slow him down. We have all the removal in the world if we can just hit a mountain. Yeah, there's that Munda we were expecting. So we'll see if he reveals anything. And so he's got the Grove Tender Druids. He's got quite the Naya allies deck here. So the question is, I kind of feel like I want to kill Munda the most. And unfortunately, none of our spells, even if we hit a mountain next turn, will kill him. So I just want to make sure that we kill Munda. It's going to slow down his card advantage. And if, you know, drawing a mountain, we'll be able to kill the rest of his creatures. Alright, and that is once again not a mountain. So we'll just sit back and wait, I guess. Looking at my hand, I feel like we could comfortably do well against a deck like this, but just not having that one mountain has really put us way behind. He's going to be getting a lot of life, so hopefully he doesn't have something like the Felidar Sovereign, because he's going to have enough life to win a game with that. No reason not to block here. Alright, well, I mean, I guess it's a play. Not a good one, but we don't have much else we can do. Alright, so he's going to have first strike here. First strike, lifelink, and can add a plant creature, which to me makes absolutely no sense. Why an ally who has a rally trigger makes plants. Alright. So I feel like we're gonna have to get rid of something here. I mean, we can at least kill his Core Castigator with the Benthic Infiltrator. Unless he has a Lithomancer's Focus. Yeah, we're just pretty much dead. There's not much we can do. I'm just going to chump block there. I want to hold back the Incubator Drone because if he isn't able to trigger Rally, the Incubator Drone will trade with his Lantern Scout. (44-8) doesn't feel like we're really close in this matchup. So we've killed one guy. Woohoo! I guess we can just keep playing out our cards and see what he has. Even if I draw a mountain at this point, I don't know if it's worth it to even do anything because maybe him not knowing that we're red-blue is more important. I don't know. Maybe it depends on what I draw. Maybe if I draw something spectacular, that gives me a chance to be in it, but last time, remember, I didn't draft a Radiant Flames or a Planar Outburst, so being able to clear his board and make it so he doesn't do much against us is going to be tough. Alright, so Stasis Snare. Definitely something good to know about. So he's going to take our Infiltrator just because that's the only thing that could block and not die to any or a few of his attackers. I'm really surprised to see him attacking with the Lantern Scout. Once again, he could have like maybe a Sure Strike or a Lithomancer's Focus. Attacking with everything seems risky. So I think I want to just block, try to trade with the Lantern Scout and try to kill his Token Maker. Now we'll find out if he has a combat trick, which you would think he would. He's just going for it, it looks like. There's a mountain. Alright, so I think we could, with the Brutal Expulsion, go ahead and return the plant to his hand and do 2 damage to Cord Blade Whirl, which will put him at nothing. It gives us a shot. Otherwise, we go ahead and play something like the Valakut Predator or Touch of the Void. But I'm up for 2-for-1s. Alright, so we're going to return the plant, and we're going to do 2 damage to this. And he already played the Munda and lost it. We could probably attack him with the Scion. I mean, he is playing red, so there's possibility for haste, but I mean, maybe I guess the Chasm Guide would be in his hand. I mean, we have to knock him down from 44, so we've got a long ways to go. Grove Rumbler, okay. And we do have removal for that. Spell Shrivel. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of his Grove Rumbler. And I might actually, I don't think we get a ton out of attacking with our 1/1. Ooh, okay, so he does have Lithomancer's Focus, but we can go ahead and Spell Shrivel that. So at least we're going to basically be starting out, or be back to 0, or back to square 1. He's got 2 cards in hand, we've got 4. And now we'll see if he's got some follow-up plays. Really could use a rune processor right now. Alright, so flying 2/2. Well, that'll work. We do have a lot of removal in this deck. In fact, we have 3 in our hand right now. Alright, so onto Greathorn. If we can get a mountain right now, we'll be in a pretty good spot. We have 9 more mountains to go. Okay, so Core Blade Whirl. So he's got 2 of those in his deck. Alright, so McKindy Slide Runner is not the card we are looking for here. But we would be able to chump block, or actually kill if he doesn't have something. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to match creatures with him. Like I said, we still have 9 mountains in our deck in 22 cards. So there's a really good chance at hitting those, and we'll be able to do a lot of removal at that time. Our opponent is going off the top of his deck. And this does not have trample, so it's a 4/5 first striker. I could go ahead and kill the Blade Whirl and chump block the Greathorn. Otherwise, we just go ahead and take the damage. That doesn't seem like that's the right move, though. I think I'm just going to go ahead and trade the Slide Runner. I think we're going to need the Invoker. The thing is, if we don't hit a mountain next turn, we are dead no matter what. Because both of these guys would lose to the Greathorn, and then he'd have 2 creatures to our 0. Yeah, so since basically we have a mountain or we lose. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to trade with his Blade Whirl. And I'll take the 4 down to 1. Ooh, Adverse Conditions, actually. That's a card that can... Yeah, I can't attack yet, but we'll go ahead and tap both of his creatures down this next turn, which buys us 2 more turns. Or if he gets a creature, we'll just tap that down as well. And it does make a Scion token for us, so... We actually have it where our outnumber is for 2 damage. Alright, so a slide runner it is. These mountains are the most difficult thing to find ever, apparently. Uh-oh, so he drew something. Ghostly Sentinel, which we actually have removal for it right now. No. Alright, so now we have to decide. I don't think... No, there's no decision to it. We have to kill the flyer. And then we could attack in with at least the Predator. Otherwise, if we attack with both, and he has a removal spell, then he just gets 3 for damage. So I can only attack in with 1 right now. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of removal out of him. Actually, we've seen no removal, other than Stasis Snare. Which leads me to believe that he's got to have some kind of removal, though. So we'll block with our Scion. Okay, and he's got nothing, or at least nothing to play right now. And so here it all depends on if I think he might have a hasty creature. I think he's just splashing Munda. You know, we've only seen 1 mountain. I'm going to try to kill his Greathorn pre-combat, because if he has some way to save it, I want to know. Okay, because then I would have just kept one of my guys back. And he is not chump blocking. Does make me wonder if maybe he's got like a Felidar Cub in his deck. If he does, then he'd be able to play the Felidar Cub, sack it, and get rid of our Tightening Coils, which would kill us. Otherwise, I don't know why you don't block right there. Or maybe he just feels like he doesn't need to yet. Alright, in come the lands. And we can attack this time without worry, because we are going to be able to play our Kozilek Sentinel and have Stone Fury up. And once again, he is not blocking. Alright, so he plays a Plains. Angelic Captain. Okay. So we definitely have to watch out for flyers. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that now. Another land. And I'm going to hold back the Sentinel just in case he has something like a Chasm Guide. So we've seen he's got 2 red cards right now, and those are probably, I mean, you would think those would be the only splashes that he's doing. Alright, Reckless Cohort. So the question is here, do we continue to attack in? I think so. I still have the blocker. And if we trade the Slide Runner with the Cohort, I'm totally fine with that. It's quite surprising how long this game has gone for 2 decks that on the surface look like pretty aggressive decks. All right. Oh, okay. So that is going to be a troublesome card to deal with. Yeah, that is going to be tough. Because we're going to have to block with everything next turn. Basically trade both of our landfall creatures for the Shatterskull Recruit. So I'm going to go ahead and hold the mountain. That is definitely a difficult card for us to deal with right now. The Menace makes it really hard. We've already played both of our Stone Furies, so we don't have any of those. Alright, so we go ahead and trade. And we need something big here. Ooh, I think that classifies as big enough at least. Alright, so he doesn't have to attack with a Cohort, so we'll see if he chooses to, though. If he does attack with both, we'll just block with the Sentinel on the Stalwart and the Wind Rider on his Cohort. Oh, he probably has the, I think it's Inspired Charge, the 2 and 2 white pump spell. Sure strike. Oh. That's not enough. He's still at -1. Yep. I'm okay with that happening. That was certainly a mistake on our opponent's part there. Not sure if he meant to... I don't know what he was doing there. Maybe he thought it was like a 0-2 and that you don't go to negative with the tightening coils. So here I'm going to go ahead and attack in with our Wind Rider and then play out the incubator drone. Actually, I could play this and attack with both. Yeah, so we'll get him down to 6. Or actually, we'll do 6 damage. We'll have 2 blockers back. And we'll be able to scry with our Wind Rider patrol then too. Hopefully this isn't being greedy. But I feel like I have to do this. Alright, so, you know, I'm not really looking for either of these cards. The Slide Runner, it's fine. Yeah, at least it's a card. And I mean, I'd rather it be that than an unknown. Oh, wow. All right, so we were, what, 44-5? Quite the comeback. Hopefully you guys appreciate this. All right, we'll go to the sideboard. Our opponent is a aggressive allies deck. I'm really close to playing something like Molten Nursery. I think Coralhelm Guide is probably a good call here. I don't know if Spell Shrivel is the greatest, but it's basically just a removal spell if we have it. Boy, I don't know. Having the incubator drone make the 1/1 was pretty impressive there. So maybe Coralhelm Guide doesn't even need to come in. I don't know. We're up 1-0, and the deck actually, once we got our mana, the deck worked really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and run it back. Kozilek Sentinel, which is a card that I wasn't sure if I wanted to play. That was really good against him because it just stonewalled a lot of his attackers. If he had played that Sure Strike the right way, which I... Alright, are we going to be in a similar boat as last time? We are on the draw once again. I think I'm going to keep. We've got turn 2 play. And if we draw any land, we've got turn 3 and 4 play. Alright, that is not a card we want to see. But we do have ways to remove his stuff. As we saw last time, our removal suite was very good. Ooh. Alright. Fortunately for us, he doesn't get double strike because of that. Which, if that were the case, I think people would be drafting this card like crazy. Alright, so... I could go ahead and play one of our Predators, but... Or just play out the Skyline Cascade. We're definitely going to take 4 damage next turn, pretty much no matter what. unless we do this. So we'll keep his creature tapped down. And then I'm going to attack in, because I don't plan on blocking anyway. He did miss a land drop last turn too, which is pretty good for us. If he ends up playing another 2-drop like a Core Cascadator, we actually have a removal spell for it up right now. Alright, so he does not have a play and he missed his land drop again. Right now I think I'm just going to get my aggressive guys out there. And then we will be able to kill either of his Blade Whirls. We'll see what he does before we decide on doing that, though. Because also if he plays something like a Lantern Scout, I would definitely look to kill that rather than the Blade Whirls. I actually feel like our deck is stronger than his, so I'm... I might just go ahead and remove one of those guys right now. Otherwise we could trade with the Predator and take one out with the Outnumber. We do have really good cards in hand. We can play everything right now. We'll see. Maybe he's got like a combat trick. But if I can clear his board right now, that'll be pretty good for us. Okay, so he did have Lithomancer's Focus, and did decide to get the extra damage through. Alright, so I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I think I'll play the Incubator Drone this turn, but we'll go ahead and get some damage in. Just getting the multiple blockers out there. Plus, he'd have to have a pump spell to kill the Incubator Drone even. Guess we'll see what he picks for the Stasis Snare. Okay. Alright, and he sees that he's not going to win the race. Right here, we could just look to attack in. We don't necessarily even need to play a land. Oh, but we should. Because we'll be able to play both our Predator and the Infiltrator. And I'm going to attack with the Scion. I have to think that he's going to let the Scion through. Oh, if he doesn't, that's fine, because he's letting 3 damage through. And then we do have this adverse condition, so even if he plays a creature, we're going to be able to tap his guys down. I think I'm actually going to attack with everything. You know, we were willing to trade last turn for this slide runner, so why not this turn? It gets additional damage through. And we ingested one of his planes, which I can't see helping him. He would have loved to draw land, probably. Oh, and he actually did draw planes anyway. Alright, so there you go, guys. This is Josh here. Hope you enjoyed this. That was quite the comeback in round one. It turned out to be a pretty long game, which it was surprising because two real aggressive decks. Hopefully you guys come back for the second round. I'll see you again. Later.